to have this artist here because that means they're back with new music. It's a long time coming. Halsey.
Hi, I'm so happy to be back.
Yo, finally,
I know,
2020,
I know.
nature is healing.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true. Nature is healing. I'm healing. Our inner child is healing.
That's right.
Ready to go.
And I saw too last night that you had a really late night. You were out like at some club or something.
I know. I never go out anymore either, which is so crazy. I haven't been out in like years, honestly, because like I had a baby and then I was home for like a really long time. And you know, I was so excited last night to go out. And I was like, got no kid. I'm gonna go out. It's crazy. And then I just ended the night eating chips and salsa in bed.
That's the way to do it, though.
Yeah.
Honestly, especially because I think we're the same age. Like I just turned 30.
Yeah.
I think you're almost gonna be 30.
September
right?
29th.
September 29th.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have gotten to that point now where like if I go into a club, I remember a couple months ago I went in for the first time in a long time, and I just my first thought was, this is loud.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do this anymore.
We all woke up this morning being like, my ears are still ringing.
Yeah.
You know why though? Actually, I feel like I had a good time last night. Is because as we were going out, we put on this like playlist from sort of like indie sleaze playlist.
Okay.
You know, so we're listening to all those like sort of like post MySpace era songs, like Metric, and like we were listening to like La Tigra, and like I don't know, it's just like
Tigra.
yeah, we're listening to like really cool like the XX, like Crystal Castles, like that kind of stuff. And so when we got to the club, I was like, it's 2009. Like I got to like live out the dream I was too young to like live out.
Right.
I was watching all the cool people online live out. I was like in the club in like sparkly underwear and like knee-high boots. Had like a Red Bull and vodka. I committed to the bit.
Yeah, I clearly.
Yeah, Red Bull and vodka, I committed to the bit.
2009 in a nutshell.
Yeah, I time traveled last night.
It was great.
I don't know where you guys were, but I was in 2009.
I wish we could all go back to 2009 because when you really think about it, those were the days.
Yeah,
in a way, which actually your new music kind of gives like old school nostalgic kind of vibes.
Totally. So the whole album is kind of like an experiment on, you know, if I were Halsey in the 70s or in the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s. And, you know, it's been really fun kind of exploring all those genres and like the artists that influenced me from those eras, you know, and kind of thinking about like what would it have been like if I were, you know, making music at that time. And yeah, I was listening to a lot of 2000s stuff. And it's funny because like referencing music from 2002 is so different than referencing music from 2009. It's the same decade, but it was
vastly different.
Yeah. You know?
Like 2002, you had like what, Michelle Branch maybe?
Love Michelle Branch.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, Ego kind of gave me Michelle Branch vibes.
Because you're everywhere to me. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the big like I don't know. I loved all those artists. I used to joke around a lot that I would have done much better if I had debuted in that time. You know, because you had like Avril, Michelle Branch, Vanessa Carlton, Regina Spektor, like all these
Regina Spektor. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I forgot.
I was like, I would have slayed. It would have been just me and the girls.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, hey, you know what? Now you can live that dream, though.
I know.
Because, you know, I feel like we're all kind of in that realm of like nostalgic. We all crave that. And I feel like none of us want to actually be in 2024 at this point.
No.
So this album, I feel, is like a good escape to those times because it gives those vibes, and you know, but also we still get Halsey at the same time. So I think that's so cool.
Yeah,
too.
It's great. When I was making the song, it's like the 70s portion of the album. It's like it reminds me of the music I was hearing at my grandparents' house. The 80s songs are like, you know, they remind me of what my mom described as like the songs of her youth. And then the 90s stuff is, you know, it's the stuff that either when I was like a little kid or like, you know, my like, cool older cousin was listening to. And then you get to the early 2000s and it's like I can just picture myself in my own bedroom listening to these songs as like a kid, you know? And so it's like, it's really cool. They're all so attached to like visceral music discovery moments in my life.
Yo, let's actually take a break and play one of these songs. Let's go back to the early 2000s, actually. This song that samples Britney Spears' Lucky. So good. And we'll come back and chit-chat a little more with Halsey. All right? It is The Pulse on Sirius XM. Album The Great Impersonator, that is Lucky on The Pulse. Of course, sampling Britney Spears' Lucky, which, you know, a few minutes ago we were talking about the sound of this album and how these are the sounds that you essentially grew up with. And I mean, that song, I imagine it takes you back to being that little girl in your room, listening
Totally.
to Brittany probably had like a poster.
Yeah,
or
learning
something.
the choreography from the music videos and like having the music videos on VHS because it's not like I can YouTube them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, it's crazy.
And you had little one of those VCR rewinders so you could rewind it real quick and watch it again.
No, I had to do it myself.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I had to do the rewind button. You had a fancy one?
Yeah, and a fancy one.
I did not have a fancy one.
Rewind in
I had
2
to
seconds.
sit there and I had to watch the whole movie again backwards just to get back to the beginning. Yeah.
Oh my god. Hey, it's better than Titanic, which was like 2 VHS tapes.
Can I tell you something crazy? I might get like, there might be outrage because of this.
Oh no.
I watched Titanic for the first time during COVID.
What?
Yeah.
How? How is that the first time?
I just missed it. And by the time I realized I missed it, I was too embarrassed to like admit that I hadn't seen it. I know.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
And your thoughts? Because like I saw it when I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
So what is your thought of the storyline? Because it has now changed for me. But
Really?
Yeah.
I quite liked it. I was like, I understand why this is like a, like a pinnacle piece of, media. Like, I totally understood it. And I really respected James Cameron. I love someone who commits to the bit. And when I found out that the movie was as long as the duration it took for the Titanic to sink, and like he wants you as like an audience member to think about that, to think about like from the start to the finish of this terrible tragedy and like the fear these people were feeling, like that's how long it took you to watch this movie.
Yeah.
And like I love a filmmaker or like an artist or a musician who just like drops that like crazy Easter egg on you just to make you feel in it. You know?
There's a lot of Easter eggs actually in that movie. Like at the very end, when they're on the grand staircase, kissing. If you look at the clock, the time says 2:20, and that's the exact time that the Titanic sank.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of those little Easter eggs in that movie.
Goosebumps, my gosh.
I know.
Yeah.
My thoughts though on that movie, like the plot line is a little different now because like she's like this 84-year-old woman who was messing around with a guy for 3 days, and what about the rest of her life? And her husband and her kids and everything.
She's just reminiscing on what could have been.
I guess. I guess.
It's like what could have been. Who knows? Also, like I just think it's funny that she's thinking about the romance because for me, I would literally just be rocking in a corner for the rest of my life, being like I survived a terrible tragedy. Oh my god, I almost got hyperthermia, and then they had to rescue me, and it's like, how do you go back to normal after that?
How do you go back to the scene of where it happened?
Yeah, yeah. My question for her is like, kudos to you for like getting married and starting a family. I would have been irreversibly damaged if that happened to me.
Well,
I would have been like, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too far into it.
Nah,
it's a movie,
but it was real.
Yeah,
so.
I know that. Well, that's true. but the 84-year-old woman part, we don't know.
Let's you know what? Let's go back to 2024 though.
Let's do it.
Let's do that. No, because I actually want to talk about the VMAs that you have coming up because you're performing, right?
I am.
When's the last time you
performed at the VMAs? My gosh, a really long time ago. What, it was like 9 years ago. Something like that. I don't know. I haven't performed. I've gone a bunch.
Yeah.
I like performing's hard. Sometimes I like just going and watching everybody else do it.
Yeah.
Being like, yeah, you go. I have a problem at award shows because I love everyone and I just want to stand and clap and sing for everyone. So I just don't sit the whole time. You know?
That's good. You're like a supportive mom.
Yeah, but then when you get tired and you sit down, you're like, well, I don't want this person to think I sat for them, even though I was standing for everybody else. So I guess I have to stand. And it's just like the mental politics of it, man.
I guess. Who are you most excited to see perform?
Ooh, that's tough. I definitely want to see Chapel because I'm obsessed with her. I cannot wait for her performance. Serena's gonna be amazing, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so many. I think Lisa's performing. I'm really excited about that. Really excited about Lisa. I think she's such an entertaining performer. I love watching her with Blackpink.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think she's so fun. She's so cute. She always just looks like she's having the best time ever on stage, and watching her just makes you want to go up there and have fun with her too.
Well,
so I'm excited.
Maybe you will.
Yeah, I'm gonna crash the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be like, let me dance with you.
Well, yo, Halsey, it's been really cool having you in here. Looking forward to the new album, The Great Impersonator, out October 26th. 25th?
Yes.
Oh my God. Even better.
Yes.
1 day early.
Yes.
Love that. And of course, VMAs on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it all. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.